And he's doing it in Modern the Best right now against Martin Kamo, who is playing Jeskai Control. Both these players 10-3. They're going to have to likely go win-win to make the elimination rounds, and it all starts here with Martin, who will play a Scalding Tarn, crack that for a Serum Visions. He's going to fall down to at least 19, maybe less than that. Looks like Hollowed Fountain will be the land of choice there for Martin as well. This is the fun part of the seasons here on the SCG Tour. We're on our final open weekend before SCGCon Summer, and we've got some players really playing for some very, very important things right now. This should be really, really good.
So this is labeled as Jeskai Control. I think Jeskai Saheeli, Feldar Guardian.
Oh, let's change that.
Saheeli Rai. Wall of Omens.
Boo. I haven't seen that Saheeli combo in quite a while. There's a Shivan Reef into a Serum Visions. Caleb will fall down to 19.
Bad news for Kamo in this matchup. Not a whole lot in the way of main deck counterspells. Only 4 copies of Remand, but a lot of bolts and paths to interact with Electromancer and Brawl.
Well, I do like the ability to interact with those cards. That's pretty important. There's a mountain here, so oh yeah. Wall of Omens. Let's get there we go. There we go.
There's rules about this. They're well established.
Don't even think about playing your lands behind your spells against me.
No.
I'll just tip the table. Another Serum Visions, along with the sleight of hand here for Caleb's turn. Interesting that Caleb opting to use the Rourke Thar sleeves today, as he can't beat that card. That's a bold choice. We're going to head back over to Martin. Martin is going to play Saheeli Rai. All right. Well, if Caleb didn't know what his opponent was up to, he probably does now. It's time for a little scry action. Well, Feldar Guardian is right on top of the deck. Okay, then.
All right, Caleb, time to go.
Shields are as down as they can be. He's got Baral.
Got some rituals. Don't know if he's got a way to convert the mana over, though, into blue to keep it going.
Well, if he is starting with an opt, that means he's not going to be going off this turn, most likely. He'll scry the top card to the bottom. There's a Spire Bluff Canal. He'll pass the turn back, maybe with something like a Remand at the ready. Caleb does have 3 copies of Remand in his deck this weekend. That will give him protection for a turn, assuming that he has a Remand. Martin's going to sacrifice a Flooded Strand. He drew a Feldar Guardian for the turn, and if you've never seen the Feldar Guardian combo with Saheeli Rai, it's basically infinite Feldar Guardians with haste. But I do think it is probably appropriate to try to go for this right now. Make your opponent have it, as it were. I'm going to start by scrying, though.
Yep, not willing to tap out. He knows that if the combo's no good here, that he's very likely to die on Scherer's turn, so. Although I suppose he can just play the Guardian after this if he still chooses to.
He still has the ability to play Guardian, blink it out, all that good stuff, but oddly enough, he will not go for it, it appears.
Well, if his hand's got a lot of reaction, especially if he's got something like Vendilion Click, yeah, this is great.
This makes a lot of sense then.
Gets to see if the coast is clear. He can hold up a mana for Path or whatever to try to interact, and then if the coast is clear, just go for it next turn.
Ooh, brutal. Caleb did not have it.
I mean, it's not really that brutal, right? Like, you know it's good now.
If you get another turn.
I think if Camo's got a Path, it shouldn't be too hard to get out of this one. Might just say keep it, you know?
We've seen Caleb work through some pretty unique situations, so. Camo's going to need a piece of interaction to take care of one of these Barals. This should be interesting, though, as Vendilion Click has the ability to take one of these cards here from Caleb and put it on the bottom of his deck and allow Caleb to draw another card. But as you mentioned, Patrick, he might just say, you can keep your hand.
It's really risky here to give Scherer a look at Manamorphose. So you got to be... Manamorphose solves some of the colored mana issues that a hand like this has. It's a boosted mana, it's a card, and I don't think anything in this hand is better than a Manamorphose, so you got to be sure it matters.
Oh, there goes Desperate Ritual. Mystery card coming here for Caleb in just a moment. He drew a Spire Bluff Canal.
Well, that's a whiff.
That is definitely a whiff.
Good news for Kamo.
There's Baral, Chief of Compliance. It's going to resolve. This is the Serum Visions. Okay. Martin says that's fine. Caleb will draw, and now he'll scry 2. Manamorphose and Opt among those cards. Manamorphose on top, unsurprisingly, Opt to the bottom. And it looks like Caleb actually drew a Manamorphose, but he'll just pass the turn back after playing his Spire Bluff Canal. Now I think we're clear for takeoff.
Yep.
Now something weird happens. Martin is going to activate Saheeli Rai. Scry first, leave Saheeli on top, deal his opponent a point of damage. And this should be Felidar Guardian shenanigans, and it is. So Martin Kamo is going to win game number 1 here over Caleb Scherer. Jeskai Saheeli up a game here over Storm. Martin Kamo taking the lead.
Like the discipline there from Kamo, betting on the fact that Vendilion Click plus Path would get him out of that turn, which it did. Saw the coast was clear for the combo, and Scherer did him the extra bonus of tapping out.
Let's take a look at the sideboards, my friends. We're going to start with Caleb Scherer, who's got an Echoing Truth, a Grape Shot, a Negate, a Wipe Away, 2 copies of Abrade, 3 copies of Empty the Warrens, 3 Lightning Bolts, and 3 pieces to the puzzle. Classic Caleb Scherer here, folks.
Yeah, I think you're going to see the pieces come in alongside some of the interaction, like Negate and Wipe Away, Echoing Truth as well. I don't know if this is an Empty the Warrens matchup. There's just the likelihood of sweepers is so high, but certainly I like pieces alongside some of the interaction.
Other side of things here for Martin, he's got 3 Geist of St. Trap, 2 Timely Reinforcements, 2 Stony Silence, 2 Ruined Halo, 2 Rest in Peace, 2 Dispel, a Teferi Time Raffler, and an Is It Staticaster.
Love the 2 Dispels. On the draw, Geist makes me a little nervous. I'm not super into tapping out, but if Kamo wants to speed up the clock a little bit, I could buy it. I can also buy Ruined Halo too.
So a decent amount of options there for both players. And they will get to work on sideboarding, and we will get to work on StarCityGames.com game nights, where every week in May for Queen and Country is your exclusive tokens and sleeves. Got a little soldier there with a little lifelink action, wearing a pretty cool hat. Is that Doge? Again, for Queen and Country at go.starcitygames.com/game night. For more information, you can contact, I believe, your in-store play representative. Is that your line?
Contact your Star City Games in-store play representative. I used to say your OP representative. I sent an email correcting me that is the branding. So now I say that instead.
It's important to know.
I don't even know if that exists anymore. I assume it does. I have enough OP programs.
Bad news for your Padres.
What's up?
Down 3-1 right now to the Blue Jays.
Paddock late scratch.
Yeah, it's tough. After a 19-run barrage yesterday, they've only got 1 today.
Yep. Well, not going up against Edwin Jackson.
How do you feel about your Manny Machado this year?
I mean, it's not been an inspiring start, but it's nice to be paying someone whose best years of baseball might be ahead of them instead of behind them.
It's true. It's a new thing for the Padres.
Not calling out any, one particular player making roughly $18 million a year for the next 6 years, but
no, you're not. Not at all?
No.
Former Kansas City Royal, perhaps?
Perhaps.
World Series champion?
Perhaps.
Strikes me as still a good baseball player.
A culture guy. That's what someone told me.
Old Hazy.
I was told it was a culture thing.
Well, the Padres are, I think they're over 500.
They are.
There you go.
28 and 24.
There you go. There you go. You're pretty happy about that, huh?
I am. It's nice they're winning some games. Team's competitive. For better or worse, a lot of the young players called up and playing well. I don't know. Wild card's still going to be tough this year, but it's not impossible.
Are you in a betting mood right now?
Always.
All
Talk to me.
right, good answer. Your Padres are 28 and 24. My Indians are 26 and 25.
Yeah.
Which team do you think finishes better? The Indians are really bad this year.
Probably Cleveland.
No, is there no bet to be had here? My team versus your team? Better finish?
Sure. Yeah, sure.
All right, what does the winner get?
Talk about this off the air.
Chicken and waffles. Talk about it on the air because that's all I want to eat right now.
Okay, but we're not going to be able to resolve this bet until
It's way down the road.
September.
Neither of our teams are going to be playing in October.
Yeah.
I don't think.
Unlikely.
At least your team was willing to spend money. Our best players will be walking.
Some belt tightening in the land.
Yeah. It'll be a Serum Visions here for Caleb Scherer to start things off. Belt tightening?
Yeah. We're not just splashing it around anymore.
Not anymore, no. I think the beat down the Astros gave us had management going, I think we're good. I don't think we're ever beating those guys. Here's a scalding tarn. Another Serum Visions. And these gents like their blue cantrips. Martin Kamo having a nice tournament here, up against a great player in Caleb Scherer. What surprised me? I don't know if I'm surprised. I guess, the fact that there is a two-card combo in Saheeli Ryan Felidar Guardian, we're not seeing very much of it in the format, is, I guess, somewhat surprising. It's obviously not as good as Splinter Twin.
I felt that the Jeskai control decks try to play way too deep a game, given how little inevitability that I think they have. So trying to, you have all your good 1 and 2 mana interaction, and instead of trying to play 10 turns, try to play 4 or 5 instead. It makes a lot of sense to me.
Goblin Electromancer has arrived. Martin Kamo's going to have to kill that thing. Otherwise, he could end up dead as soon as next turn. Martin with a lot of different cards in it. Looks like he's going to start with the Serum Visions. Showing a copy of Snapcaster Mage. The Lightning Bolt and Steam Fence are the cards he's looking at now with the Scry.
Again, 2 p.m. Standard Challenge players. Your next round pairings are posted. Please find your seat.
He's going to keep them both, it looks like. Okay. Path Exile in the main phase. It's a good time to get rid of that. Don't get too creative.
Yep. Don't want that getting remanded.
That'll allow Caleb to search up a basic. It will be a basic island. He will shuffle, present back over to Martin, and then Caleb will take his third turn of the game.
This still opens up some turn 3 kills here.
It does.
With Scherer, if he has another reducer plus the usual stuff. The land off the path, very helpful in that regard.
We will see what Caleb is able to put together here in just a moment. In his 100th open weekend, it'd be a great time to top 8. Not that there's ever a bad time to do so. Caleb will have a Baral. Caleb has a Poetic Ritual.
Uh-oh.
Now remember, when he actually reaches for the mana counters is when things are, well, we might be, it might be over, Rock. Haven't seen this from Caleb in what feels like a couple of months.
I got to watch it when I was doing life totals on the backup.
There's Manamorphose. 2 red, 2 blue, I'm sure. Yep. Opt. And gifts. Martin kind of saying, if I'm dead, you can just go ahead and show me. Caleb probably going to go get the Desperate Ritual, Pyretic Ritual, Manamorphose, Pass and Flames combo.
Yep, all roads lead the same way. Ritual a bunch of times.
There we are.
Cast Pass and Flames. You can gifts again. get your grape shot, cast your grape shot twice if you need to, flashback all your rituals, cantrip a bunch if that happens to be the thing you need to do, etc., etc., etc.
Indeed. So does Caleb still have some work to do here, though? Only 1 red mana floating. Though he has not played a land yet this turn, I think that's worth noting. Okay, well, there's your land. Pyretic. Up to 3. Past in Flames, down to 0. And now let's start it all over again. Pyretic first. 3 red, spell 6. Pyretic second. 5 red, spell 7. Manamorphose. 4 red. 2 blue, spell 8. Draw a card, of course. And how about another Manamorphose? That's spell 9. Caleb up to 4 blue, 3 red. He'll draw a card from the Manamorphose. He'll play a Desperate Ritual. He'll use a red to do that. There we go. Now here's pieces of the puzzle. That'll only cost 2 mana. 7 mana floating. Top handful of cards. Baral, Opt, Shivan Reef, Steam Vents. Baral, he'll just get an Opt here. Not the best pieces of the puzzle we've ever seen. The rest of those cards are in the graveyard. 2 different piles because one of them is via Past in Flames. Here is Peer Through Depths. That'll cost a single blue, given the Baral. Levy spell 11. Take a look at the top 5 cards. Caleb just on the hunt for a Grape Shot now. Looks like he found a Grape Shot. He should be able to win now with Grape Shot, Remand, Grape Shot. And then we should be heading to a third and final one there.
Attention active players. This is the last call.
Here is your Grape Shot.
3 p.m.
Storm Trigger will be for a bunch. You, of course, remand the original copy. And we are all done. So Caleb Scherer's going to win game number 2 here against Martin Kamo. Storm takes care of Jeskai Sahilo. Actually, pardon me. We're going to game 3. What am I talking about? I'm a little ahead of myself. I'm sorry. I do apologize. What actually happened, we do know one result. Dilks, baby. Talk to me.
Top 8, 3 for 3.
This stuff's easy.
Probably, not necessarily mathematically, but very likely approaching a lock for the Players' Championship.
Looks like it.
Another top 8. He gets to play next round for a very high seed.
If he's so inclined.
He is.
He may just draw, take a break, take a rest.
I don't get that vibe.
Wants to clean up somebody else, you think? We'll see. Congratulations to Matthew Dilks on his win this round. He's headed to our top 8 along with Oliver Tamaiko. This leaderboard is going to change, my friends. It is going to change. Matthew Dilks may be on the top of this at the conclusion of the weekend. Oliver Tamaiko, he's got 88 SCG points right now. If he were to win this event, that would give him 30 more. That would bring him up to 118. That would comfortably put him in the top 3. But Tark Patel may have something to say about that as well.
Yep, also in striking distance here.
So that means that this top 8 later this evening is going to be interesting. And that also means that SCGKY Summer, mainly that Invitational, is going to be very interesting for very many people. I don't want to forget about Dom Harvey, too, who's playing right now at 10-3, hoping to make the top 8. So these players, I think, might already be done shuffling and laying out hands, perhaps. We'll take a look. Yeah, they're not wasting any time. Neither are we. Looks like Martin's going to send his hand back.
I think that was Martin had lands and spells, but I think his first play was turn 3 Vendilion Click.
That ain't going to do it.
No.
Well, for Caleb in 100th Open, let's learn a little bit more about the gentleman, 30 years old, from St. Louis, Missouri. He's played in 22 Opens last year, 100 overall, with 6 Open top 8s last year. 12 Open top 8s all time, 2 Invitational top 8s, with an Invitational win in Las Vegas a handful of years ago. That qualified him for his first Players' Championship. In the last Players' Championship that we had, he was the runner-up. He lost to his good pal and teammate Joe Lissette in the finals. So perhaps we'll see Caleb again at the Players' Championship later this year. We know we'll see Joe. Matt Dilks walking by the coverage area. First time I've ever seen him smile, I think.
That's not true. Overhead abrade, destroy target artifact on your ensnaring bridge.
All right, maybe there was a small smirk there.
Or maybe that just I was laughing so hard that I just assumed that he was.
You
as well.
were laughing very hard.
It was a great moment.
Yeah, you were
great moment.
Having real difficulty keeping it together then.
What do you want me to say about that?
It was as humorous.
Top rope.
It was
top rope, overhead down.
Yeah. It was as unintentionally funny as something could be.
Yes.
Caleb with some Serum Visions action here.
A Randy Macho Man Savage inspired abrade targeting ensnaring bridge.
Oh yeah.
Move to combat. Yeah. I'll trigger the Primeval Titan.
Yes, you will. Yes, you will. Oh, Martin without a second land. This is going to be tough. Not a favorable mulligan. Caleb's just going to pass after playing that Shivan Reef. There's a Serum Visions.
Yeah, I think Kamo kept a 6. He had access to the Scribe Course. Blue-white duel that you see on the battlefield. A Rest in Peace. Not a bad 6-card hand. Obviously very risky. But first couple draw steps weren't cooperative.
Peer through depths here from Caleb. I will say that Martin did find a Plains off of the draw from Serum Visions and put an island on top of his deck. So he will be able to function. And the question is it too little too late?
Scherer brings in a variety of echoing true style effects to dampen the effectiveness of things like Sphere or Rest in Peace. If Kamo just taps out for that next turn, it's not by any means a lock. Scherer also has a bunch of remands in his deck.
Mm-hmm. Caleb with a third land, which is a second Shivan Reef. We'll pass back over to Martin. Martin will draw an island this turn. We know that. Now the big question is how does he want to lead out? Does he want to play Rest in Peace or not? He might have interest in just keeping the mana up and maybe even dealing clicking the draw step or at some point in the next turn if he has that card.
He also has is that Geisenstain trapped in his hand?
Yeah, I'm not sure if that's a good idea now. Might play that and get killed. Oh, Caleb just has to draw and discard. Interesting. Discarding Echoing Truth.
Yep, no lands, bunch of rituals, not necessarily any payoff here.
Opt the draw, opt the play. Scry 1. Keep that card. Ooh.
I mean, there's some risk here, I guess, with putting the Brawl out there. But you just got to cast something when you're discarding the hand size.
Well, Martin's going to play something, too. He's going to play a Vendilion Click. We'll see what's going on in Caleb's hand, perhaps. Or maybe he'll target himself. Looks like he will target himself. And maybe Snapcaster Mage is headed to the bottom of Mark's deck. We'll see as these players and our table spotter make sure that everything is good to go.
Interesting if he shows the Snapcaster Mage here because the play with the Vendilion Click and then putting a Snapcaster on the bottom here with a Serum Vision in your graveyard. If I'm sure Sidor suggests to me that Kamo is going to be committed to playing a flash game as much as he possibly can.
Kamo found another land. And he will play an island. Now here's an attack for 3, so Scherer's going to fall down to 16. You got to get rid of that Brawl somehow.
Yeah, Kamo with no red mana, so can't bolt. And pathing it does not feel good here with Scherer missing land drops.
Ruined Halo. It's going to name Grape Shot there. So that's a little bit interesting, and the reason I say that is, that's not a full win.
No.
Caleb has an Echoing Truth in the graveyard and has access to Past in Flames in his deck. So not a full win there at all. So it looks like Caleb's got some work to do here. He's going to try to go off. I'm curious if the better name there might be Gifts Ungiven.
Because the opponent gets targeted?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like once Scheerer's got the ball rolling, if you assume he's brought in some amount of wipe away, echoing, repeal type of stuff, that's going to defend you in a meaningful way.
Given that we've watched Caleb for so long over the years, I know that he pretty aggressively brings in those cards. There's Ruined Halo.
I'm not super against Storm and Scherer. I'm really not into sideboarding in cards that's just, here's a permanent, it's on the battlefield, it doesn't do anything other than block you from killing and pass the turn back. I don't think those cards are that effective. But we shall see.
Some more ritual effects. We're going to see Past in Flames in a bit here, too. Maybe time for another Gifts Ungiven here. It's going to be more ritualing first. And build a bunch of mana. There's Echoing Truth. Get
Just
that Ruined Halo out of here.
You know, while we're here.
G-Shot. We're donezo. Caleb Scherer gonna win this game and match over Martin Kamo. 2-1. Storm gonna take care of SCGKY, and for Caleb, looks like he